On this episode of UTR, we're back with more reasons why Traverse City is one of Michigan's go-to towns. We'll show you where pirates putt, a rare bird of a brew pub, and a chateau you'll want to share. Then it's out for a movie. Outside, that is, and a person who helps animals heal. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make TC a great place to be.
Inside all of us is a compass, and it always points true north, toward mountains of sand, toward new sights and sensations, toward the true bounty of nature. So let's set our compass for Traverse City and find ourselves in the magic and the moments of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation, dedicated to shared economic success. MEDC promotes the state's assets and opportunities that support business investment, job growth, and community vitality. There's something special about the pride, the skill, and the passion it takes to build something great. The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, understands that passion and has been providing contractors with the resources they need since 1885. A visit to the Stalls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stallsauto.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be.
I'm Tom Dalden, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan.
You know, Traverse City is constantly ranked as one of the best places to live, work, and play in the entire US of A. So it's no wonder that we came back to show you more reasons why you need to come here. We found it. It was easy. If you want a cool, culture-filled community that's surrounded by natural beauty, you bounce to the right place. Everything you need for quintessential Michigan quality of life is all around you. A beautiful bay, endless edible adventures, and a bounty of businesses that'll bend over backwards for your business. And no matter the reason for your visit, you'll feel like you're on vacation the whole time you're here. It's just that kind of town. So settle in, because TC is where you're about to be. Traverse City is located in northwest Lower Michigan, right on the shores of Grand Traverse Bay.
Arr, avast ye pee-wee putters. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a pirate what golfs? Ha! I don't see the connection here. Be quiet with yous.
Well, don't worry, matey. You will once you visit Pirates Cove Adventure Golf, because this is where the golf tee meets the briny sea, and where your little barnacle boys and girls will have a golfing good time. Heck, you might too, because this is mini golf on overdrive. From cascading waterfalls to fascinating features, this is a great place to improve your short game and have a ton of fun at the same time. Way back in 1983, Ted Lunt and his buddy Ed Graft, two barnacle brothers from another mother, decided to go all out in creating some ultimate family fun. And shiver me timbers, they done did it.
Okay, the way I figure it, one of you guys was in the Navy and marooned on a desert island, and the other one is an ex-professional golfer. Am I right?
You're right.
Seriously?
No, but I was in the Navy.
Oh, really? Why pirate theme? Not that it's not cool, it's awesome.
But you know, pirates have stayed popular, even though they were nasty people. Today, the kids still love to come out and...
Oh yeah, I had my pirate suit on earlier. I mean, it just when you put it on, you have this false sense of power, and you trip over things because you got the patch on your eye. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's something all kids love about pirates. My son Anthony used to dress up as a pirate all the time. So you guys started this how many years ago?
35.
35 years ago. You guys quit your real jobs?
We did, eventually. Yeah, we started here, and then we did a couple other courses, and then we said this is more fun than working, so we both quit our real jobs.
And now you've got locations all over the country?
Pretty much from Bar Harbor, Maine to Rapid City, South Dakota to Orlando.
So two Michiganders done good. You guys done good.
Thank you. Right. It's been fun.
Now, when people drive by, you must see their jaws drop, because to look at this place, it's spectacular. I mean, this must have taken months just to design. Do people ever get lost in here?
Well, they can get mixed up in terms of they start off on the original course and end up on the Blackbeard course, because there's a couple of places where they're close together. So it's happened.
So Blackbeard does golf here. There
Oh,
you go.
yeah, right. He's in the back.
So how does it make you feel every year to see families come in here? I mean, you're making memories for people. You're putting smiles on people's faces. How does that make you feel?
The feeling is great. What you say, whenever I'm on our courses and I just watch people, I mean, everybody's having a ball. What a good job.
Yeah, I'll bet people are bringing their kids here, who brought their kids here. I mean, it's probably because it's been a few years.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, I mean, Eric still comes here, right, Eric? He does. He brings his kids here. I mean, it's something special to be able to give people Michigan summer memories like that, because you guys are not open in the winter, correct?
Correct.
Now, do you have to be a pirate to golf here? Because I brought a suit.
That would help. That definitely help.
I heard if you bring a parrot, you golf free.
I think that would be a good idea.
What, for me to golf free or to go get a parrot?
Both.
Everywhere we looked at Pirates Cove, folks were having fun. But before Steve the parrot and I could play around, we needed to get our heads in the game, so to speak. So take it from old Sea Dog Dalden. If putt-putting with pirates sounds like a good time to ye, Pirates Cove Adventure Golf is a place ye needs to be.
Just make sure to check your parrot at the front door. They can be a little distracting when you putt. Okay. Steve! Have you ever wondered what rare birds and beer have in common? Well, if you want to find out, you're going to have to follow me inside and have a brew or two. I didn't think you'd mind. Ah, hello.
Welcome to the Rare Bird Brew Pub, a manifestation of the malted minds of Tina Schuett and Nate Crane. Two young people who combined their callings to create a great place for the community to meet, chew, and enjoy their custom brew.
Okay, you guys. So what do rare birds and beer have in common?
So when I moved to Traverse City, I started working in a brewery in town. Nate was the bar manager, and he had heard that I had done research on kiwis in New Zealand.
Yeah, you were a park ranger in New Zealand?
Yeah, a park ranger in New Zealand. So I had no idea who he was, and he just came up and said, "Is it true you banded kiwis in New Zealand?" And I was like, "Who is this guy?" But yeah, so I am not a true birder. Nate is a birder. But I was lucky enough to get to research some of the most rare birds in the world in New Zealand.
You were known as the bird man in college?
Oh, I don't. Well, I've always been into birds.
Since he was like 5.
Yeah, like birding my whole life.
Right.
It's definitely my passion, and if I wasn't doing this, I definitely, would want to be doing something in that realm.
Where did your passion for beer come from? Other than the fact that it tastes good, it makes you feel funny.
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in Wisconsin, so I basically had a bottle of beer in my mouth from toddler. And I have a German background, German family. Found out that my great-grandpa was a brewmaster. So, yeah, I guess it's just kind of in my veins, in my blood.
Well, it's great that you guys could combine the passions to come up with such a cool place. Because, I mean, the beer here, we were just talking earlier how beer used to all look the same. Just look at the range of beers that we have here in front of us. Is this like a German style?
So we do have some German. We have a Berliner Weiss on right now and a Bohemian Pilsner. But typically, it's more American-based styles, and I like to play a lot with different flavors. So a lot of them at the moment have, something fun in it. Like that's a tiramisu brown, so coffee, vanilla, hazelnut, chocolate.
Well, what you guys have created here is awesome. I mean, the vibe in here is really comfortable. It's hip. You guys have been here for what, 4 years, 5 years?
4 years.
A little over 4.
Yeah, we came in. We didn't want to. We came in here about 3.5 years ago and said, we're coming back there someday. So, yeah, you guys are doing something right.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Well, after we wound up all of our words, the fantastic food found its way to our table. And to be honest, I don't know what I enjoyed more, the incredible edibles or watching Nate and Eric share their love and fascination for fowl. If you're looking for a fun way to feel connected with this awesome community, and at the same time enjoy a great meal and a malted beverage or 3, the Rare Bird is a wonderful way to do it.
I even remembered to bring my parrot because I figured he'd feel right at home here. Polly, want a pint? Oh, sorry, I mean Steve. Slow down there, big fella. You know, I've always wanted to visit a real French chateau and vineyard, but it's so expensive to get there, not to mention the fact that they've got a different word for everything. Well, fear not, my fellow wine enthusiasts. Just pack up your palates, wine your way north through the various vineyards of vinifera varietals of Traverse City's Old Mission Peninsula, and welcome yourself to Chateau Chantal, an award-winning winery and inn with some of the most beautiful views and wonderful wines you'll ever find. This place will literally blow your fine wine mind. And if you didn't know where you were, a frequent occurrence for me, you'd swear you were at one of Europe's finest chateaus. As luck would have it, the dynamic dad-daughter duo of Bob Began and Marie Chantal Delis were walking the winery that day. So we sat down for a spell to talk about the wonderful world of wine. Now, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I've actually been to Italy and France, and I've been to some beautiful chateaus there and beautiful wineries. They've got nothing on this place. This place is, in a word, spectacular. And Bob, I guess you actually planted these vines a long time ago?
Yeah, we did. In '83, we bought it as a cherry orchard, and for about 10 years did cherries. And but every year we take out 5 or 8 acres and put vines in. And then in '93, we built this first building here. So
Right.
10 years later, we got into the wine business.
What made you want to plant grapes up here?
Well, I don't know. We moved up here from Detroit, built a house in the West Bay, just due west of here in '80. And I was still in my 40s and young enough to start something else. And I was interested in that. Both my parents were Quebecois, from Quebec, in the backwoods farms there. And so I had some taste for that, but I didn't know anything about raising grapes.
What do you think the secret is?
Well, you need a ripe grape.
Well, yep.
And you need a man like we had here for 25 years, just short a couple months. Mark Johnson, who's a graduate winemaker from Geisenheim, University of Wiesbaden. Mark was well trained, and he was highly motivated, and spent 25 years here. He died last August.
Oh.
Yeah, a wonderful guy.
And Marie, people don't realize till they get here that you've got a 365-degree panoramic view of the entire bay here.
Yes. We're positioned high on this ridge out on Old Mission so that you can see both east and west Grand Traverse Bay, and it's just a really remarkable spot to come and taste some wine.
And you have a bed and breakfast up here as well, correct?
We do. When we opened, we started with just 3 rooms, and we expanded in '03 to add up to a total of 11 now.
And you also do wine tastings, you do pairings and dinners.
Right, we offer a really large array of wine experiences here. Beyond wine tasting, we can come sit out here on the patio, enjoy a glass of wine, take some wine home with you, but we also offer wine education classes that have to do with food and wine pairing, which are also really enjoyable. They're kind of light lunches that have a tour or a 7-course wine pairing dinner, so you really learn about how the food and wine interact together while you're having a great meal.
Well, people really need to drink more Michigan wines. I was just asked to be a celebrity guest judge at the big Michigan wine competition in Lansing.
Yes.
And I've never spit out so much wonderful wine. It's like,
Right.
There were like 400 wines plus, and our table tasted about 100. And I don't think people realize how incredibly good and the quality of Michigan wine is. It's wonderful. And your wines I've had, bravo. I mean, thank you for what you did and starting this so many years ago, because they're wonderful wines.
Thank you.
Now, I'm sure the chateaus in France are very nice. I've seen pictures. But if you want to visit an awesome one this weekend where they parlez-vous English, Chateau Chantal is waiting to wow you. Besides, you already know how to drink wine, so you got that going for you. Le bonus. Remember drive-in movie theaters? Well, if you don't, you're about to, because they're a great way to get outside, see a movie, and meet your friends and neighbors.
Hi, welcome to Cherry Bowl. How many tonight?
Just me.
You mind opening the bag for me?
Oh boy, I think we're in trouble, you guys. The Cherry Bowl Drive-In is a beautifully maintained blast from the cinematic past.
And it's been entertaining young and old here in the town of Honor since way back in 1953. Well, after I finally got Jim and Eric out from under the camera equipment, they were stuck pretty good, I picked out a spot and we settled in. Now, if you're looking for the reason this place opens every season, meet Laura Clark. She makes movie magic happen here every summer.
I have to be honest, when I walked in here, I felt like a kid again. It brought back such awesome memories because when I was a kid, that's what we did. My mom would throw all 5 of us in the Chevy wagon and we'd go to the drive-in. And this is just how I remember it.
And the kids that come, they have a blast. Parents bring them, grandparents, uncles and aunts, you know, they just bring the kids. The kids run out to the playground, they have fun.
And you can't do that in an indoor theater.
Oh, no, no.
And the people that have never been to drive-ins, like Eric, they don't know that it was such a unique, special part of our childhood. And the fact that you're still doing it is awesome. And I have to ask you, what was the very first film that was ever shown here?
The very first film, well, the drive-in opened in 1953, and the first show was The Greatest Show on Earth.
And you're still putting on the greatest show on earth, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, we always play top 10 movies. In fact, well, the movie we're playing tonight is #1 in the nation, so.
And you guys always do a double feature?
Yes, we always play 2 movies, always.
One for the kids, one for the grown-ups?
Typically, yes. Sometimes you can't get a kid movie, you know, especially in the spring, it's difficult, and we have to play 2 PG-13s. We always play family-oriented films, so.
Well, speaking of family, my son Anthony's first movie was at this theater. I don't know if you were here or not, but it was in 1993. We brought him here, he was 3 years old, and we saw the original Jurassic Park. Scared him out of his mind. He was a little too young for that, but still, I have such fond memories of this place. That was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Did you own it then?
No, we did not. My husband and I bought it in 1997 from the original owner.
So this only has 2 owners?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And the Cherry Bowl really is an icon. I mean, there aren't that many left, and I don't know of any left that are like this one. This is a destination.
This is a destination. We've had people, they come from all over, obviously all over Michigan, but from out of state. The park draws a lot of people. And we've also had some, you know, people come from international as well.
Well, if you're going to have the consummate drive-in movie experience, this is the place to come.
It is.
I mean, look at the snack bar. I mean, has anything changed in here since 1953?
We have updated the food, the kitchen, and obviously, you know, that sort of thing, but the menu has changed. We still have the original popcorn popper and...
From 1953?
Yes, yes, and the butter machine is original, and we serve real butter on the popcorn, not the synthetic stuff.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. What do some of the people say to you when let's say it's their first time here?
First time here, it's like, oh, I can't believe I haven't found this before. I can't wait to come back again, you know, next year and that sort of thing. This is the highlight of their vacation.
Well, sorry it took me 25 years to make it back.
Well, we just missed Jurassic World because we just played it last week. So.
That would have been fun to see that again. Anthony would not be scared now. He's 28, so he'd be fine. Well, even though the movie was about to start, I still had about 10 minutes to visit the snack bar and pick out some sweet and savory stuff for me and the fellers. Because you know the UTR crew, the snacks are as important as the cinema. And snacking is what we do best.
Okay, guys, I got some good stuff. Who had the Chuckles and who had the Jujubes?
Chuckles. Jujubes.
Oh, no, I got mustard on everything.
Again. I'll still take them.
Darn it.
If you want to have some classic family fun, hop in that Wayback Machine you call your car and head to a drive-in movie theater near you. And if it happens to be the Cherry Bowl, you're guaranteed a good time. Now, usually when animals get hurt, it's because humans get in the way. Well, you're about to meet a human who goes way out of her way to make sure these animals get back where they belong. Jyl Gaskin is an official wildlife rehabilitator. And when animals get orphaned or injured in the wild, she takes them in, takes care of them, and takes great care in getting them back to nature. Before we get to the animals, I have to talk about your writing. Jim discovered your blog on the internet a few days ago, and we started sending stories back and forth.
And I don't think either of us have ever cried or laughed as much as we did that evening. You're quite a writer.
Thank you.
Yeah, are these stories that just you have to write just to stay sane?
Basically, yeah. The really wild stuff ends up on Facebook. It doesn't often make it to the blog. But it's a way of getting it out. It's a way of dealing with the grief. And there is a lot of grief doing this.
Well, you have such a wonderful handle on the whole human-animal condition, about how we relate to each other, how we should or shouldn't relate to each other, that I found so, I don't know, just a breath of fresh air.
It's because I'm not raising pets. I have the attitude that animals should be allowed to be animals. And all the wild animals I raise, it's with the express purpose of getting them back
Speaking of
out
one, there's
to the
one of your
wild.
buddies now.
And even my house pets, my dog and my cat, I allow them to be dogs and cats. And to me, animals have a very Buddhist outlook on life. They're here, they're present. It's all in the now. They don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. They don't carry what happened yesterday. They don't sit around and go, oh my gosh, I'm dying, I'm suffering. They go, oh, hey, it's not raining.
How did you get interested in animals to begin with?
I've always loved animals, but when I was about 7, we had a friend who was a conservation officer. And he came in one night and was sitting and having a beer with Dad at the kitchen table, and he started pulling baby bunnies out of his shirt pocket. And he handed me the baby bunnies and a can of pet milk and a little doll baby bottle. And he said, do you think you could feed these for me? And I said, well, yeah. and my dad had a fit. He says, I don't want her raising baby bunny. He says, oh, Bob, don't worry, they'll die. They didn't. Right. And from then on, Mother never opened the top dresser drawer in my dresser because there was an electric cord going in. There was the heating pad, and she didn't know what was in there. It could be anything from snakes to baby geese.
How many animals do you have at any given time?
At one point this spring, I had 82 animals, if you count starlings. I had 30 starlings at one time. That was a nightmare.
And you rehab them, you feed them if they've got a broken wing or a broken leg?
Yep, I fix what I can. There are some things I simply can't. If the animal cannot be returned to the wild, it's put down.
And you're not paid to do this?
No.
You must have a big heart or something, because, I mean, it probably costs you money, right?
Oh, it does. It costs thousands a year.
This could probably be a pretty messy job with this many animals around, too.
Poop flies.
I wasn't gonna use the P word, but dare I say it's probably a poopy job.
Yeah, you really, really, really get to the point where soap and water are magical.
Yes. I think your friend here is hungry.
Yes, he is.
Now, where do you learn to do that? I mean, do you have to be certified and licensed?
You can actually take the class for wildlife rehabilitation online now.
Really?
And then you work under another rehabber in your area to become certified. And the DNR meets with you and they check your facilities and they determine, what's appropriate that you can rehab.
Speaking of dealing with animals, we have a parrot named Steve in the car who's eaten too many corn nuts. Can you help him?
Corn nuts is not exactly the thing a parrot would eat.
I told you, Jim.
Watching Jyl interact with these little creatures was an absolutely awesome experience. And it really makes one ponder our place here on the planet. So next time you see a little furry or feathered whatever, and you wonder who's watching out for them when we get in the way, now you know. It's animal lovers with a big helping heart like Jyl Gaskin. And next time you're looking for that town that's got that certain special everything you need to live, work, and play Michigan style, try Traverse City. It's so nice, you just might want to live here.
It's okay, baby. I've got some good food. No more corn nuts for you. The man with the mustache is not going to feed you anymore.
It's human nature to plan ahead, but sometimes our best ideas come when there's no plan at all. When we just go with the flow and let the day unfold as it was meant to be. A day on the water, soaking up the sun. A day we leave up in the air. Yesterday, this was just a last-minute idea. Today, our big surprise is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, dedicated to shared economic success. MEDC promotes the state's assets and opportunities that support business investment, job growth, and community vitality. A visit to the Stalls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stallsauto.com.